Hello guys, this is our second video of the chapter The Tribal People and the Colonialism. In the previous video, we read about that how the tribal people spend their livelihood by making different kind of agriculture activities. In this video, the first topic which we are going to read is tribal people during the British rule. As we know very well that when Britishers start ruling in our country, then somehow people of India were facing problem, as well as apart from the village people, urban people, the tribal people were also facing a lot of problems there. Why? Because with the arrival of British rules, the life of the tribal people were disturbed as Britishers start making interference in the economic sources of our Britishers over of the tribal people. The Britishers start exploiting the tribal society, they start exploiting the natural resources of the forest, as well as Britishers totally change the traditional land rights of the tribal people. Like earlier, the tribal peoples were having a piece of land, so that piece of land were took from the tribal people and give it to the zamindars, and these zamindars were the outsiders, not the people of the tribal society. They were the outsiders only. एंड द ट्राइबल पीपल वर रिड्यूस टू मोर टेनेंट्स. टेनेंट्स मीन्स कि सिर्फ और सिर्फ वहाँ पे एक किराएदार की तरह काम करने के लिए रह गए थे ज़मीन उनकी लैंड पर. एंड इन रिटर्न दे हैव टू पे द रेंट टू द ज़मींदार्स ऑल्सो. भाई ज़मीन तो उनकी थी, बट उन्होंने क्या करा, वो लैंड, वो पीस ऑफ लैंड ज़मींदार्स को हैंड ओवर कर दिया ट्राइबल पीपल से लेकर. एंड इन रिटर्न ट्राइबल पीपल हैव टू वर्क ऑन दैट सेम पीस ऑफ लैंड, और उसके बदले में उन्होंने हाई रेट ऑफ रिटर्न मतलब रेंट भी देना पड़ता था. एंड इफ द ट्राइबल पीपल वर नॉट एबल टू पे द रेंट, देन दे हैड टू बोरो द अमाउंट फ्रॉम द लोकल मनी लैंडर्स, whereas in return the moneylenders used to charge a high rate of interest. अब बेचारों के पास वैसे ही अर्निंग कम है, दे आर नॉट एबल टू पे द रेंट्स. अपार्ट फ्रॉम पेइंग द रेंट्स, उन्हें वहाँ पे बहुत हाई रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट भी देना पड़ रहा है. सो इन दिस सिचुएशन द पुअर एंड इलिटरेट ट्राइबल पीपल वर फेसिंग लॉट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स एंड दे स्टक इन द डेब्ट ट्रैप. ट्रैप मीन्स कर्ज के जाल में वो लोग वहाँ पे फंस गए थे. ठीक है. सो इन दिस वे व्हेन दे वर नॉट एबल टू पे the high rate of interest, so in return the money lenders, or you can say that the zamindars, offered them a system of bonded labor. Bonded labor means ज़बरदस्ती उनके यहाँ काम करना है, सैलरीज वो अपनी मर्जी से देंगे, मन करेगा तो नहीं देंगे. ठीक है. सो इन दिस वे दे हैव टू वर्क अंडर देम अंडर द सिस्टम ऑफ अ बॉन्डेड लेबर. सो इन दिस वे द सिचुएशन ऑफ ट्राइबल पीपल वर getting worse day by day with the emergence of British rule. And we know very well that the tribal people believed in the shifting cultivation, because they felt that once we are doing a crop production, a single piece of land, then we should give time to the land so that it regain its fertility. But the Britishers were totally against this shifting agriculture. They just want that tribal people should settle down at a single place, so that they can easily able to take, or you can say that they can easily able to rule on the settled communities over there. And Britishers also can able to set the revenue system कि हाँ भाई हमने इनसे इतना revenue लेना है. Because if the people start moving from one place to another, they cannot able to set a system कि किससे कितना revenue लेना है. So this was the reason that Britishers want that we must have the settled agriculture system, so that they can able to take a revenue. And but what was the result over there? The settled agriculture reduced the fertility of a land, whereas in some areas we had the scarcity of water, or the land was unfit. So in this situation the crop production was very less as compared to the shifting cultivation. Is it clear? the condition of a tribal people, and then the shifting cultivation. Apart from this thing, the Britishers introduced some of the forest laws. Forest policies were introduced by the Britishers. When forest policies were introduced by the Britishers, at that time they make a control on the forest, or you can say that the Britishers start ruling on the forest, or they can make the ownership on the forest over there. And they declared some of the forests as the property of a government. Many of the forests were declared as the because reserved forest because they just simply want that in these reserved forests only the work, or you can say that only the cultivation which is to be done according to the Britishers only, is done according to the government only. And these Britishers want coal and wood from the forest so that they can able to expand the railway system expand होगा, they can easily able to make export and import of goods and services from one place to another. This was their basic idea regarding all these things. But now many tribes were totally dependent on the forest, क्योंकि हमें पता है कि वो रहते भी वहीं पे थे, livelihood भी वहीं पे depend था. So in this way the people were facing, tribal people again facing lot of problems regarding all these things. And compensation they also need to pay to the British government. Later on, they just find out that government declare that we will give the small piece of land to the tribal people, but in return they have to work on that piece of land as a free laborers. उसको कोई पैसा नहीं देंगे, they have to work on the piece of land as a free laborers. So in this way the British start cutting down many forests so that they can able to earn the amount. And after cutting down the forest, they start planting the cash crops so that these cash crops should transfer, or you can say that should export into the European countries over there. In return, what they basically used to do, but for all these things we required a lot of labor, and Britishers considered tribal people as a labor because they were giving very low wages to the tribal peoples. Clear? So in this way the forest rule policies which was implemented by the Britishers were again harming the tribal societies. With the arrival of the Britishers, you can see that the tribal people were facing a lot of problems. We are having a brief description of this problem over here. The first is the Christian missionaries start spreading up their Christianity culture over there, and they start converting the tribal people into the Christianity, and they just want that people should follow their beliefs or follow their customs as well. Clear? But the tribal people want to reserve. वो नहीं चाहते थे कि उनकी अपनी आइडेंटिटी ख़त्म हो, अपना रिलीजन ख़त्म हो, तो उनके लिए यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम आनी स्टार्ट हो गई थी. They just don't want to convert themselves into Christianity, but somehow they just want to convert it into them. And also, if we talk about the traders who just come into the villages, they start purchasing the forest products at a very low price, and when they purchase the product at a very low price, so they used to give the low amount, so in return the tribal people are getting low amount, but they used to sell those products at a very high rate in the towns. Tribal people were exploited by the traders as well. You can see that tribal people were exploited by the traders as well. And for all these things, they just start searching out for a work. The tribal people start searching out for a work in a coal mines, in a tea plantation mines, etc. And they were treated as a bonded labor. ज़बरदस्ती उनसे वहाँ पे काम करवाया जाता था उनकी मर्जी के बिना, या उनसे कम लेबर पे काम वहाँ पे कराया जाता था. In this way, the tribal people's livelihood, the tribal people culture were in danger. So the tribal communities start participating in the revolt, so that once they are going to participate, they will able to get their rights back. So in this situation, we can see that the basic courage and sacrifices for the removal of British rule from our India is also taken by, some few steps were also taken by the tribal people, and these tribal people played an important role for the struggle against British rules. Clear? In this way, we were having the uh, how the tribal people were facing the problem, what were the situations of the tribal people after the arrival of a British rule. Guys, you are having these kind of boxes in your book, so kindly go through with these boxes. If you find any difficulty, then you can ask from me. On the on the next page, we are having this story kind of a Munda rebellion is there. You guys have to go through with this Munda rebellion as well. Here it is about the Munda rebellion. You have to go through with this Munda rebellion as well. Okay. Till then, take care. Bye bye. And don't forget to read the chapter from book. Okay, guys. Bye bye.